Okay. All right, we start? Okay. All right, my name is Seun Obajolu. I am an advocate, mostly passionate for women empowerment, and with a special focus on domestic violence. I'm here to create awareness and also advocate for women who have been silenced by whatever reasons and cannot speak up, even though they're going through several craziness is what I call it. Domestic violence. We're gonna go talk about domestic violence in a little bit, but I have several years experience of nonprofit, running nonprofit organizations, all focused also on girl women empowerment. I'm also a mother to four beautiful girls, so you can get where that came from. My passion for it, ages from 13 down to the age of 2. I believe that girls should be empowered because we have strength within us, especially since the culture, societies are biased against women. Believe it or not, it's what it is. But we need to give and lend girls and women a voice, and that's one of the reasons why I started what I'm doing now. I'm also a registered nurse. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but I am. I have several experience in that. I'm currently a case manager, and I work with members with chronic illnesses. Now, how does that come into play? Well, how do we relate that to what I do? I'm still trying to figure it out myself. But with everything else, I'm hoping that one day I'll be able to kind of tie everything together. So yeah, stay tuned for that. My passion for this cause that I run, which is creating awareness against domestic violence, started a few years back when I heard the story of a young banker female all the way in Nigeria who was actually stabbed to death about 20, 30 something times by her husband. He was actually jailed at the time, but he kept trying to, deny it and act like she killed herself. That got to me, even though growing up as a child all the way in Nigeria, I'm sure we all experienced it, where we had husbands beating up wives, and it was just the norm. We probably grew up, we can all testify, or some of us can testify, to actually growing up in that environment. And when that happened, it kind of caused an awakening in me, and she was young, she was 26. She didn't have to die that way, especially not in the hands of her husband, who was supposed to be someone who protected her. This passion caused me to start researching about domestic violence and the increasing incidents. And I was able to find out that the statistics actually show that domestic violence was on the increase, especially in a country where I'm from, where there was no law against it. And that's why I was able to start up last year. Finally, I was able to start up an organization called Stop, which means stand together on purpose. Stand together on purpose could we're going to stand together on purpose against many things, but for this purpose, we're going to be standing together on purpose against domestic violence. Stop is a subsidiary organization under the umbrella of another nonprofit organization, which I also run, called the Inspired Hope. Inspired Hope means we're here to provide hope to all who have lost hope due to any situation they might be going through, but also, again, mostly for domestic violence victims. Thank you. All right, let's talk a little bit about domestic violence so that we can have a little understanding of it. Domestic violence is a system or pattern of control where one partner has excessive control over the other person. They have control over your personal life. They have control over your finances. They have control over your career. You seem like you cannot do anything on your own. They keep you away from your family members. They threaten you with anything and ask that you do not tell anybody what's going on. And worst is it's a cycle because after doing all of that, after hurting you, they come back and they're like the best things ever. They come back apologizing, telling you how much they love you, give you flowers, gifts, whatever it is they might give you, just to kind of draw you back in. And you find yourself sucked in because you see one minute you see an angel, the next minute you see a monster and you wonder what's going on. Yes, it's a cycle. You're stuck in there. People see marks, bruises all over you. And there's some people who are emotionally abused. Those don't have visible marks, but their emotional abuse is there and they're psychologically finished. Emotional self confidence, a zero. Self esteem, a zero. But nobody knows because you don't have the bruises. Let's be aware of that. All right, now that we have an idea of what domestic violence is, let's talk about what we can do and what we're doing as an organization to fight this barbaric practice. We have, as an organization, know now that awareness is the first step to change. So we take it very important that we create awareness about this barbaric act. We started last year by going on a media tour in Nigeria, and where we were able to go to several media houses and media outlets just to raise awareness so people can be aware that domestic violence is not the norm and it has to be stopped. As an organization here in the United States, we are in the process of collaborating with different organizations, just as the Hush Baby Not Mama, right here, run by Tia Taiwo Ajao, who graciously has me here today. We are doing that, and we also plan to collaborate with many other organizations. One, to create awareness, and secondly, to be able to protect and remove these women who are in these situations from wherever dangerous situations they're in. And lastly, to be able to provide for them a safe place and offer vocational skills where we can empower them because most of these women have lost all forms of empowerment while they're being in that domestic violence situation. Thank you. We want you to join us. Look us up. We have a GoFundMe account that's dedicated to providing, whatever resources we can provide for these women at this point. A lot of these women need financial help, and a lot of them are stuck in there because they don't have the financial or they don't have the right resources at this point. So please join us. Look us up. We're on Facebook. Stand together on purpose. And also you can look me up on my personal page, Seun Obajolu. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter. We hope to see you and collaborate with you soon.